Okay, so maybe a little joke will help. So this family went on vacation in the Middle East, and they had an unfortunate incident happen when they were in Jerusalem. Their mother-in-law, who had come along on the trip with them, ended up passing away. So they took the death certificate to the American consulate, and they asked, how they could get the body back to the United States. And they said that it was really, really expensive to do that. It cost like $5,000. And that what most people did is they just buried them in Jerusalem, where it was just $150. And so the guy thought for a little bit, and he said, no, I think I want to go ahead and just fly her back to the States. And the American consulate said, you must have really loved your mother-in-law. And he said, no, it's not really that. It's just that I heard this story about a guy who died in Jerusalem many years ago, and 3 days later he rose from the dead. And I just don't want to take that chance. A few of you saw that coming, I could tell. So this month we've been talking about the sacred connection, and we've had a few special guests too. We got sprinkled with some Esther energy, which was amazing, and then Felicia last week was just amazing as well. And so I'm going to kind of bring this month to a close with this sacred connection with being the living miracle, because when we live in connection with spirit and have that sacred connection, we have miracles. We are the living miracle. And then this is our last Sunday of the month, so after I speak a few words on that, then I'm going to open it up for you all to participate, and I hope that some of you will be willing to do some work with me today to roll away the stones that may be getting in the way of, or maybe blocking you from being the living miracle. So be thinking about that. Jesus was a living miracle. He transcended the limits of the physical realm all the time, and Easter was no exception. That was kind of like the grand finale of it all. And the Easter message that he gives to us is that when you realize your connection with the one and that oneness consciousness that he had, he demonstrated what all was possible. And he's the one that said, these things that I do, you can do even greater. So you can be, you already are the living miracle. You can transform those tombstones, those stones that stand in the way, that are the limitation to what you really want to do and be and have and live. And you can use them as stepping stones to your great, beautiful destiny. So I want you all to think about that this morning. What are those rocks? What would it take to remove those stones, those rocks, to roll away the tombstone once and for all, to make true, lasting, sacred connection, to be the living miracle? So just bring to mind some of those things. And we want to talk about being that, not becoming that. There's a difference, because if you're always in the process of becoming, you're never there, right? So we want to be the living miracle. And so that's what the message is today. So I want you to, more than you ever have before, to identify yourself as a spiritual being, as a divine being, as an offspring. Claim your birthright more than you ever have before. And what if we focused our awareness on that truth more often than we focus our awareness on that limited, small, egoic self? Because what you put your attention on is what increases. So when you notice that you're in the small self thinking, in that limited thinking, you just redirect it and know that you are an infinite being. You are a spiritual being having a body experience. Even as this body ages, we are eternal. I am whole, complete, and perfect spiritually, as you are too. I am one with all of life, as you are one with all of life. Connected to this universal intelligence, you are never, never alone. You are a co-creator with this intelligence, with this life. You co-create with your thoughts and with your beliefs, which outpicture and manifest into your experience. You live in an abundant universe. All you have to do is step outside and look. Look at all the different beautiful flowers. Look at all the abundance of the leaves, of people, of life. It's just beaming and teeming this universe with abundance. As a part of that infinite life, you are abundant. And you will know how to live in abundance when you practice these spiritual principles. And you are love. God is love. I am love. And you are love. Is this not on?
It is
I'm hooked up. Am I on?
You're on, it just crapped out.
Am I on now?
You're on now.
Am I on now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to say?
I am love.
All right.
And you are love.
Back up the truck.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Okay, so I have a job for you. It's important. What I want you to do is embrace these ideas that I just spoke of this morning. And my guess is that each and every one of you have something in your past, either distant or present or more recent, that is holding you back from being the miracle and from living in a state of miracles unfolding in your life. Something that you have allowed to entomb you, a childhood wound, a relationship wound, a wound in the name of God. So today, could you roll away that stone of limitation, get that rock out of your path, from this moment forward, refuse to ever speak of it again? You might say, what would I have to talk about? You know? Or as Katie says, who would I be without my story? Right? If I can't share how wounded I am and these horrible things that have happened and how you've done me wrong, and then what am I going to do? If I'm not my past, who am I? It's a great question. Who am I? You are not your past. You are your true essence of this divine, creative, loving energy called life. You are God. Get that. And then go out and live from that truth. It's your sacred connection that defines who you are, not your past. Jesus had that awakened belief system that was established in that oneness consciousness, that unity consciousness and love. And he demonstrated the ultimate miracle, overcoming death, because he didn't believe in such a thing. He believed he was eternal. And so that resurrection was just a demonstration of what he believed. So what matters is that he overcame death by believing more in life, by believing him to be one with God. I and the Father are one. So it's time to awaken our belief system, our consciousness. Will you become a believer for the rest of your life in the power that occurs when you live from that sacred connection, as Jesus did, a miracle kind of changing consciousness from the thought of impossibility to the attitude of faith that all things are possible. It's already said, it's already been given. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. We're the ones, we can't receive any more than we believe we deserve. The universe is not withholding from you. It's all, the universe is yes. It's just bestowing, it's the givingness of spirit that is happening all the time. So do you have this sort of mindset where do you need to see a miracle in order to believe that you are a living miracle? Or let's turn that around like Wayne Dyer suggested to when you believe it, you will see it. When you believe it, you will see it. That's how it works. So we got to start with believing it. I am God. Go out and live it. You are God. You are a divine spark of intelligence and love and creativity, infinite possibilities at hand. Know that, feel that, believe that, live it, feel into that. So what I want to do is open up the discussion today of anybody who would like to do some work with me on something that you have allowed to entomb you.